So we're diving right into the heart of Lanka. The Great War is already in full swing. But, we're not going to focus on the clash of armies today. No, we're zeroing in on a single piece of news that's about to hit the king. News that is going to take his personal sorrow and twist it into a world-ending wrath.
Okay, picture Ravana's court. You can practically cut the tension with a knife. His best warriors have already been defeated, but the war is far from over. And just then, a messenger arrives. And the news he carries, well, it's about to completely shatter the Demon King's composure.
And the message, it's not some long, drawn-out report. Nope, it's just one single brutal fact. Kumbhakarna, Ravana's giant, beloved brother, the one warrior he truly believed was invincible, is dead. And in that moment, a heavy, deafening silence just falls over the throne room as the king tries to process the impossible.
Now, Ravana's first reaction is absolutely fascinating. It isn't anger. It's not even disbelief. It's pure, crushing, personal guilt. He doesn't blame his generals. He doesn't blame Rama. He blames himself. He sees, with this sudden, horrible clarity, that this war, his choices, led to his brother's death. And that realization, that's the first major crack in his legendary armor.
So that initial shock, that wave of guilt, it quickly gives way to this flood of just raw, unrestrained sorrow. We're about to see a side of the mighty Ravana that almost no one has ever seen. The vulnerable, grieving brother hiding behind that 10-headed crown. I mean, think about it. This is the king who commands legions, the one who challenged the very gods themselves. And he's reduced to this, a weeping man, collapsing under a weight that no one can see. For a moment, the all-powerful ruler of Lanka is just completely and totally undone by his grief.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, another brother is mourning, Vibhishana, who, you'll remember, chose to side with Rama. And his words offer this really poignant contrast. He sees honor in Kumbhakarna's death. Because his brother fought out of loyalty, he upheld his dharma, his sacred duty. And in saying that, Vibhishana's words are a quiet but incredibly sharp critique of Ravana's own path. He's basically saying the real moral failing happened long before this battle ever started.
But grief this deep, especially when it's mixed with the guilt of a king, it can't just stay as sorrow. It's too volatile. It has to go somewhere. And deep inside Ravana's heart, you can feel it begin to curdle and transform into something much, much more dangerous.
The weeping stops, but it's replaced by this kinetic, uncontrollable energy. You can see him start to tremble with this furious energy. It's a physical sign of what's happening inside him. Sorrow is becoming the fuel for an inferno.
And then he just lashes out. This isn't some calculated display of power. This is just raw, unfiltered rage, and he's directing it at anything and everything around him.
The destruction just escalates. Every single piece of broken furniture is a mirror of his own shattered composure. The beautiful, opulent court of Lanka is literally becoming a casualty of his internal war.
And finally, there's the sound. It's not the roar of a king anymore. It's the roar of a wounded animal. It's primal. It's full of pain. He has completely lost control, and his grief has now fully morphed into this terrifying, destructive wrath. This rage just seals him off from everyone. He pushes them all away. He starts screaming at his ministers, making them scapegoats for his own guilt. Even his own sons, who try to reach out and calm him down, are met with this impenetrable wall of fury. His heart, once broken by grief, is now completely sealed off by his wrath.
But, this kind of chaotic, explosive rage, it can't last forever. It needs a purpose. It needs a target. And in the silence that follows his outburst, Ravana's fury begins to cool, and it hardens into this cold, terrifying, and singular resolve.
He wipes his tears away, but it's not a sign of acceptance. Oh no, it's a rejection of his own vulnerability. The grief is definitely still there, but now he's weaponizing it, and the look on his face is no longer pain. It's just cold, hard purpose. And then he lays out his new terms of engagement. No more generals means he's taking command himself. No more diplomacy means any chance for a peaceful end to this is completely off the table. And no more mercy, well, that just sets a dark, brutal new tone for the rest of this war. All strategy is gone. This is now about personal annihilation.
And this is the vow that changes everything. All of his grief, all of his guilt, all of that boundless rage now has one single focus. The war between armies is over. Now it's a personal vendetta.
And this isn't just a threat.
It's a physical transformation. The stories say he literally begins to swell with this dark, demonic energy, and all 10 of his heads let out this single, terrifying, unified roar. He is becoming the living embodiment of his own wrath, a true force of destruction, getting ready for one last fight.
Ravana's decision, it doesn't happen in a bubble. The shockwaves of his transformation are felt immediately, not just in his court, but across the entire island of Lanka and all the way to the battlefield itself.
And here's the wild part. What's terrifying to his advisors is inspiring to his soldiers. To his army, this isn't a breakdown, it's a rally cry. The sight of their king, blazing with power and vowing to join the fight himself, it just ignites their morale. They feed on his fury, and their cheers echo through the city.
So immense is the power of Ravana's new resolve that miles away, without a single word reaching him, Rama feels it. There's a change in the very atmosphere. He knows instinctively that the balance of the entire war has just fundamentally shifted.
It's Lakshmana who gives a voice to that feeling. His words are just a quiet, tense whisper. It's not a question, it's a statement of fact. That final showdown they've been building towards is no longer some distant possibility. It's here. It's now.
And Rama's response isn't fear. It's just this calm, profound understanding. He recognizes that everything up to this point, all the battles, all the strategies, all the fallen heroes, that's all been a prelude. The war has finally become personal for Ravana, which means the real, ultimate conflict begins now.
You know, this whole episode is about so much more than one man's grief turning into rage. Because when that man is a king like Ravana, his personal pain has catastrophic consequences for everybody. It really leaves us with this timeless question. What happens when a leader's inner turmoil becomes the entire world's war?